stadium lights, the free buzz before halftime. My heart racing like it's 4th and 5 on a Midwest Saturday night.
Welcome back to Mizzou Storytellers. Hey, Loretta.
Hey, Dave.
How's it going? Hey, Steve.
What's up? Let's
Hey.
do this.
We're back.
Look like Steve tried to eat his microphone.
So that's proper microphone etiquette.
That's what you're supposed to
sometimes,
do.
you know?
What?
You see singers do it? They're like right up on it all the time.
Well, no, he literally opened his mouth. I thought
Oh.
he was, yeah. That's
We
what
need
I
a
meant.
Sours camera.
That's what I said all along.
I'll stay mysterious.
Nobody knows what he looks like. He's like the narrator of. So there's a podcast I listen to. It's called Case File, and it's a bunch of like some of them are solved, some of them are unsolved, like mystery type things. The guy is anonymous. Like that's literally what it says. Narrated by anonymous. Nobody knows who this guy is. Nobody knows what he looks like.
Who's the Dateline guy? What's the Dateline?
Keith Morrison.
Yeah. Keith Morrison.
Yeah.
So much for the quick intro, guys.
All right, yep.
Speaking of
Speaking
cool
of quick.
things, great things. Did you know Socket Fiber is now available? It's the fastest, most reliable internet combined with local service and simple billing. Contact Socket today for voice, data, and internet services for your home and business. 1-800-SOCKET3 or visit socket.net.
Man, I bet if I had Socket Internet, I could order tickets for Nate Bargatze.
Oh,
Yeah. He's coming to Mizzou Arena on February 21st for his Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. You can purchase your tickets on Ticketmaster now.
Nate's going to bring the house down.
yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
You know, and if you're thinking about bringing the house down, you also got to think about insurance for the house, don't you?
Oh,
and stuff
yes.
like that, too?
Well,
Yeah.
fortunately, we're brought to you by Shelter Insurance, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 7 out of the last 8 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Man, we're good.
We are so good. I do have a disclaimer to our millions of listeners. I have to issue a public apology for the amount of sniffles that I had during our last episode.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I was a lot sicker that day than I thought I was. And I went back and listened to it, and it's just a constant.
Yeah.
And I thought I was leaning away from the camera when I was, or the microphone when I was doing it, and I wasn't. I definitely needed to go see a doctor. So.
Oh, a doctor, you say?
A doctor. I wish I had had immediate access to a doctor that day.
Well, you do soon, perhaps. All right. Maybe our listeners do too.
Yeah, let's find out.
Yeah, let's hear more.
She's a tiger, she's a QB, she's a swimmer, she's a team physician, and now she's the first chief medical officer for Mizzou Athletics. She is Dr. Tiffany Bohon, and she's today's guest on Mizzou Storytellers. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Historic Hearns,
Yeah,
as we
thank
like
you.
to call it. Welcome back, because I'm sure you've been in here many times
I have.
in
Yep.
your childhood, your
Okay, I was
college
hoping
career.
so when
Yes.
you said welcome, and I
Yes.
thought, I would think she has been here at least once.
Absolutely.
and it's been renovated so many times since then, I'm sure.
I know. I hope you didn't get lost.
even
Things have
recognize
changed. Yeah.
Well, we are kind of like breaking some news on the podcast today, maybe for the first time
That's
ever.
very
But
exciting.
this is a new title, a new role for you. You've obviously been here for a while, but in this new position as a chief medical officer, which is really, really exciting for our department because this is really, really innovative in what we're doing, the restructuring. Before we get to kind of your story, your background, tell us about this new role and how things are a little bit different and how we approach the medical training, all of that, things that are under your watch now.
Yeah, so I think Laird really had the vision for what this could be. You know, we've never had a physician in this role in the past, and so a lot of times we've had an athletic trainer who has overseen everything, and just as things get more complicated and just times change, I think realizing that dividing up things with football and then the Olympic sports and having an athletic trainer over both of those and trying to figure out, you know, who reports to who, and, you know, having some more medical oversight, I think was Laird's vision, just with everything that's going on these days, with a lot of people coming in and out and just more medical concerns, and just trying to be above reproach with everyone. So, yeah, it's a great vision. I don't know of other people with that title at other schools, and so it is definitely innovative, like you said.
Well, that's great for Mizzou to be out in front of something that and something so important and vital for college athletics, obviously, too. And you can speak to that because you have history as a student athlete, so and also a Columbia native,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Maybe one of our first guests who actually grew up here in Columbia.
Oh, now you're testing me.
Oh, you got to look at the board.
I am. I think so.
Eric Morrison was not far.
No.
Oh, Kayla Timberlake.
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah.
is from Columbia. Yeah. Anyway.
But it's pretty close, yes.
Tell us about just growing up in Columbia. What were, did you grow up a Mizzou fan? Was it always a dream to compete, go to school here? Or what was it like growing up in Columbia?
I did. Yeah, I grew up loving going to Mizzou activities, mainly Mizzou basketball. So I do love coming to Hertz. Just so many good memories of coming to all those games. I'm grateful for my parents that they were able to get us tickets and just come wet hair after swimming, just come to games. So I have great memories here at Hearns. Didn't go to as many football games, which is ironic because that's what I do now.
Yeah.
You're making up for it.
Yeah, definitely. But definitely grew up a Mizzou fan. My parents did not go to college here, but they were definitely into the Mizzou sports scene, and I'm grateful that they got me plugged into that. I didn't know probably until high school that I was going to swim in college, so I really had my options open for where I want to go. My sister swam at Southern Methodist University in Dallas, and so I looked there, I looked at TCU, and then ended up coming here, which was great. At the time, I wanted to do physical therapy, and they have a great PT program here. So that, coupled with wanting to swim at a good program, brought me to Mizzou, and then changed my major as a junior to pre-med and biology, and so could have gone anywhere probably for biology, but was here for a reason and loved the people on the team and my coaches and my experience.
What was it that happened that switched from PT to the med track? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a pretty big shift.
It was a big shift. I know, and I did love, I remember walking out of the School of Health Professions, and that's where, all my classes and professors, everything, I loved all of it, but I was in actually human physiology, and Dr. Kerry McDonald was my professor, and I was talking to him after a class, and somehow got on the topic of medicine, and we were talking about heart and lungs, and I just really enjoyed body systems, and not that I didn't like PT or kinesiology. I love all of that, but I just wanted to keep digging deeper and didn't want that to be the last time I learned about the heart and the lungs, and so jumped back in for many more years of learning about the details of cardiovascular system and other systems. So I think that, as a junior, took me a lot more time because then I had to change, from arts and science. I was going from school health professions to arts and science, and so that I had to go take a lot of humanities, which was not my jam. But I do appreciate art more now that I've taken art appreciation. So it was a good move for me, but definitely hard. I remember walking out going, what am I doing? I love these people and I love this program, but neat to see, where I've come after all those years.
Yeah. Before Mizzou, you were a very decorated high school swimmer. I know this because we're going to make this about me, of course. I was a reporter, a very young reporter at the Columbia Daily Tribune. We covered a lot of high school swimming, and I'm pretty sure I wrote a story about you when I was about 19, and you were probably winning all your state titles at over at Hickman, and Coach Hamilton, the late great John Hamilton. So I remember those days vividly.
Yes.
And that led you to Mizzou.
It did, yes. I know, not too far down. It's kind of interesting to look just at the layout of my schooling over the years, even my preschool. I think is it the First Baptist, the Duck Church? Do you know what is that the First Baptist Church? Yeah. So is it CDC, and then for elementary school, I went to Russell and then Mill Creek when it was built. But then Jeff Jr., Hickman, Mizzou, it's all, most of my schooling took, within a few blocks, I feel like. Yeah. So I didn't go far, for sure.
And Mizzou had the old natatorium when you came here, right?
Correct. Yes. I tell swimmers about that. I need to bring a picture in and frame it and put it up for them because, it's so different than what we have now. I mean, it was 6-lane, 25-yard. The whole pool was 3.5 feet deep. I mean, probably wasn't even safe to dive, but we did. And the divers had to drive to St. Louis because they didn't have any towers. So it's pretty neat to see, what's been invested and then, how great they've done.
Yeah, I think I've told my coworkers about that there was a natatorium, and then I have to explain what a natatorium is. And when I tell them where it was, they said, where was it? And I said, oh, it's Lot W.
Yeah.
Working in athletics, that's all we do is deal with game day parking.
That's true.
And that resonates with them, but then they can't imagine there being a full building
Yeah.
where that parking lot is now. And I said, well, it wasn't very big,
Yeah.
but it was a
No.
full building.
From the outside, it kind of looked like a prison. It was just
did.
like no, it was
Yeah.
no decor at all. It was
No.
just,
In the stands, like it was definitely scary. You know,
Like
they're
you
so
might
steep,
fall
like
in.
you might actually fall in the pool.
So did you get to swim in the new pool? I said
I
new.
think I have
it's
once.
Still 20 plus
yeah,
old. Yeah.
I think I did one time, but not. You know, it was done. I think it was done in 05.
Yeah.
And I graduated in 04. Got done swimming in 03. So
Well, as I discovered looking through our archives, you took part in the groundbreaking ceremony because she's in the photo
Oh, very cool.
along with Sarah Reisman and Mike Alden and former coach Brian Hoffer. Pretty cool.
yep,
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so junior year, you make the jump,
Uh-huh.
PT to a med school track, switch
Mm-hmm.
to biology. I feel like every student athlete that I've ever talked to that wants to go into med school, they have this idea of what they want to do, what type of medicine they want to practice, what kind of doctor they want to be. What was yours?
I didn't really know at the time. It's funny to look back now and just see the people in my life and not really, like, just subconsciously figuring out what I wanted to do and not even trying to figure it out. But Jim Kenderneck was very influential. He was a physician, my physician growing up.
Yeah.
I grew up down the street from him, and then he was my team physician here at Mizzou. And so looking back now, just seeing, you know, who he was and how he practiced medicine, realizing after all these years that you're striving to kind of be like someone and not even realize it. So I think that was, you know, looking back, clearly a huge influence on me, trying to see I love sports and I love medicine, and then just it makes sense that I want to work with both and kind
Right.
of do what he
Like
does.
the best of both worlds.
Right, yeah.
And at what point did that take you out to New York?
So I did med school here, residency here in family medicine, and then did for fellowship. We have one now that I help with, but we didn't have one at the time. Jim Kenderneck had done that, and then when he left, there was not a program here, and so I followed him to New York City, to the hospital for special surgery, and did my year there. It was 2012, 2013 that I was out there.
Yeah.
So it was.
What was that experience like?
It
a little
was
different
great.
from
Very
being
different.
in the middle of
It
Missouri.
was eye-opening. Yeah, it was good for me to get out of Columbia, Missouri, just to see a different part of the world. Really, you know, New York is great, but very different from here, and so it was good to live in the city and just all the culture and just, you know, just a different pace. So that was good, and then the coverage was great. You know, working with the New York Jets and the New York Giants and the New York Mets. I'm not going to combine those two. The New York Giants, the New York Mets. So I spent a lot of time with the Mets, and it was a great organization, and one of the few Mets fans in Columbia, Missouri.
There you go. Coach Smith, Brian
yes,
Smith.
Brian Smith.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Huge
Big-
Mets fan.
yep.
Okay,
Yes.
I need to talk to him.
Yes.
So yeah, I went to a lot of Mets games. Went to spring training down in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, wow.
Worked with the Rockettes some, so that was neat
Oh, cool.
to see kind of how they got ready for things, and then go watch them perform. So a lot of great opportunities that New York affords you being in the big city out there. So
And then was the goal always to make it back to Columbia? Did
It
you always want to come
was.
back to, once you had that sports medicine bug, did you want to come
Yes.
back and work with Mizzou Athletics?
I did. I don't think I thought through it. I don't think I necessarily would have said it out loud, but yes, I think
Yeah.
that I am passionate about Mizzou, so I was excited to just come back to Mizzou. And, you know, I came back not working with the teams initially, so I think, you know, that kind of just over time came. And so, yeah, I think just my love for Mizzou and just giving back. I've never been a coach. You know, I feel like a lot of people do a sport and then they're a coach, but I've never done that. I don't know if I could, you know, write a good practice or taper anybody in swimming. I don't want that pressure. But definitely giving back to a sport that I love so much. It's fun to now still be involved with the team in some way.
I love that she says she doesn't want the pressure of writing up a practice for a young swimmer when you've had some pretty high profile athletes in your hands taking care of them and guiding their careers.
I
But
feel
not,
more confident in that.
but not the
Yeah.
pressure of coaching.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes, true.
What is working with professional teams? Is that much different than working with college athletes? I mean, we talked about the college sports are becoming more professionalized, but is it a different culture, a different approach, or is it all the same?
No, it's the same. I mean, I feel like it's, you know, no matter what level, it's people ideally doing something because they enjoy it and they have fun. You know, I feel like the clubhouse for the Mets, it was just a fun group of people. I think it probably depends on the year, but they weren't winning a ton, but we're still having a good time. So I think that, it's not as, you don't see the brotherhood as much as you do for like Mizzou football, right? I mean, that is like, I feel like college sports is different in that way. It probably depends on the team. That's what I know the most would be football and swimming, obviously. But, I think the more professional, yes, they hung out a lot at spring training because that's what they were there together. But, it's more of a job probably that they're not going to class and things like that. But similar though, for sure.
How do you feel like your role as a former student athlete yourself, and especially here at Mizzou, has helped frame your role before and now your new role that you're entering? How has that affected how you approach that with the student athletes now?
Yeah, I think it helps give me some credibility that I've been there and know kind of what they're going through. I think it's different now than it was when I was there. A lot more pressures and, even for swimming now you can look someone up and you see all their times that they, for me, you probably had to find my heat sheets or something, my mom's backpack highlighted, but other people aren't going to have those. So I think now so many things are just out in the open. So I feel like, I can relate to them, but I also am honest with them that it is harder than ever to be a student athlete. I think being a student is difficult, being an athlete and then doing both, now with social media and just everything, I think is a different animal. But I get how busy they are and I get the urgency for, we need to help them now because they have a meet coming up. They have a tournament coming up. We need to really try to streamline their care to keep them, because practice is important. It's not just the game. We have to, practice well to then perform. So.
Tiffany, at what point did you start working pretty closely with the football program then here?
It was 2020, so July of 2020. So
no challenges there, man.
Yeah, no,
at all.
Super easy. Yeah, great time to jump right in to the deep end. But it was good to see the need that they had for someone really have like devoted time, and I think that was really Coach Drinkwitz's vision and support of, we want to have someone that's really available and dedicated to help Mizzou football, Mizzou Athletics. And so just really them then seeing a need, we were being tested 3 times a week for COVID, and so then what do we do with those positive results? What do we do, contact tracing, all these things. Figuring out what do we do, we ended up not, going to the bowl game that year, so it was this, I think that was Christmas Day or something, we decided that, just so many important decisions. And I think looking back, I think that was a pivotal point for medicine in general, I think sports medicine and just, what do we need to do moving forward, and having someone that can be more available, like I said, for that urgency of we need to really, take care of this right now. It's, late at night, but I'm on the phone with someone at a lab somewhere in California. It's all the things that you didn't think go into it, but there's a lot kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah. What a year to get started.
I
Wow.
know.
Yeah.
Not that it's ever easy now, but I mean, it's just different, obviously. But
Just
I
so many
couldn't
more
imagine.
hurdles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of advantage do you feel like it has given you, though, to be able to be so engrossed in a program day to day, to see practice, to see training? How has that helped you in the treatment of the athletes?
I think it's huge. I think knowing the athletes and knowing when someone says they don't feel good or they have a headache, is this someone that this happens often, or like I haven't seen them for 2 or 3 years, right? So it's knowing them, and that's why the athletic trainers know them way better than I even do. In football, I go to most fall camp practices, and so I get to know them through that, and then I got to go to Jamaica with them in May, and so I got to know a lot of the guys there, and so the more you know them, the more you know kind of what their baseline is, and then the more they trust you, right? If you just kind of walk in and nobody knows you, they don't know, what you're doing there. They're not going to entrust you with things that can be private and just someone's health in general. It's just a really, private thing. And so really people opening up if they know you, if they trust you, and they've seen you around.
I do remember that as a student athlete, when you would have to see the team doctor, it was almost kind of scary because you're worried that if you tell them too much, you're not going to get to compete, or you can't practice. And what can I tell them to help me get better without actually getting me in trouble? And by in trouble, I mean not being able to do what I want to do. So I think you're right. That's huge. Just having that relationship and having that trust.
Right. And that's why I think having been an athlete too, I'm like, I get it. Like you came here to play the sport maybe, you know, and you want to be out there and we want you to be out there, but we need to keep you safe and we need to make sure, that we don't shoot ourselves in the foot and if we get you out there too early. And so really trying to get that credibility of, I've been there, obviously, like I said, maybe not some of the level that things are right now, but definitely just the relationships with anything, I think are huge. And so I'm grateful that they let me, kind of be ingrained in that system and that Coach Drinkwitz has trusted me to come into that kind of sacred space, of that brotherhood that they have.
Yeah. I was going to ask about that relationship or just like your views of Coach since you've been here since he got here, essentially, and going into year 7, which is kind of crazy to think about. What's he like as a leader, as somebody you can just kind of view how he runs his program from your view? I mean, we had Andy on here a couple episodes ago, and I'd love just hearing their perspective, others' perspectives that are around him on a daily basis, and kind of what makes him tick, what makes him the leader that he is.
No, he's great. I think he does all things well. He demands excellence in everything, whether that's, the school side of things, football, medical, just the integrity, right, that he does everything with, I think really is a good model for everyone.
Yeah.
He just wants to bring the best out in everyone. So I think his standards are so high, and that's going to be what gets us to, an even higher level. So I have complete respect for him. I feel like he does a great job, and really, is able to have relationships with everyone. Even though we are different than people, if we can kind of build those bridges and just listen and really kind of be in the corner, and that's what I feel like he does really well.
Yeah.
What would you say? I feel like I've asked people this question before, and you always do one of those eye rolls, like, I don't know, there's no one normal day. What does a normal day for you look like when things?
Gonna ask that. Great.
Oh my god.
Go for
That's
it.
a hard one.
But especially like let's you talk about being at all most of the fall camp practices and sports are amping up, and now with this new role where you're kind of overseeing everything, what would a normal day look like for you once things get rolling in the fall?
Yeah. So I don't know exactly with this new role. I'm learning that there's a lot of meetings with this. So definitely there'll be some meetings in that. But, depending on when practice is, a lot of times I would have clinic in the morning, and so I'll still do some clinic. I don't know how much I'll be able to do during fall camp, but going to clinic over at Mizzou Orthopedic Institute in the morning, and then going to football, getting there kind of just before practice starts, and then through practice, and then a lot of what we do is after practice if something comes up or they need something, or in the middle of practice if it's really hot out or things like that, I'm there for that. And so so that's during those 3 or I think I feel like it was almost 4 weeks this year.
It felt really long this year.
So for those, it's those days, and then on the weekends it's the practice or the scrimmage that they have, and then now there'll be some meetings at the MATC sprinkled in amongst those things, I think.
How much interaction do you have with any of the other sports?
So I go to, like I said, most of my time spent with football, but in terms of athletes, I specifically cover swimming, diving, and wrestling are the other ones that I cover. So I'll go to the swim meet this weekend. I don't go to any of their practices. I'm sure they'd be fine with that. I love the pool, so maybe I should. But I'll see them in clinic. So I see a lot of the athletes for swimming, diving, and same thing with wrestling. So saw some this morning. So they usually come to me, or if I'm in or around a training room, seeing them there. But nowadays, I feel like a lot more is in a clinic, unless I'm at a practice or something like that.
What about different version of Loretta's excellent question? Like, how about a football game day? Like, what is your kind of routine? And we see you down there, on the field with Dr. Nelly and usually Dr. Stannard, and like, the hope is you're not needed,
right?
But what is that routine like, or what are you kind of looking for, and what goes on during your day?
Yeah, so I get there usually around when Tiger Watt about like 2 hours ahead. So I get there 2 hours before the game, and then I'm in there. Something comes up. You never know if you name it, things that can come up. So hopefully I'm not needed, like you said. If I'm just kind of sitting there. But they're 2 hours ahead, and then during the game, same thing. If something comes up, if there's a concussion, if someone has cramping, some heat illness type thing. We get people that if they don't have a face, get poked in the eye. The turf. There's good things and bad things, but those little turf pellets can get places. So lots of different, like I said, I feel like each year there's something new and then the more you do it, though, the more you start to see, okay, yeah, they're going to get turf in their eye. You kind of anticipate. If you've had a few games when you haven't had something, you're like, okay, it's probably coming.
We're due.
We're due. Yeah. I don't say it out loud, but I think it. So yeah, I start to see some patterns of what goes on. And then we hang out after the game. Depends on if we win or if we lose, like how long people hang around.
Yeah.
So we wait until most of the players are gone and make sure we haven't, heard about anybody need anything, and then all of us physicians leave after that. So
we talked jokingly earlier about your reaction to pressure, but you've been around in the last 7 years during some pretty crazy key injuries and pretty traumatic events on the field. I mean, curious myself, homecoming against Auburn, Brady goes down. What is your role in that situation? What happens when he gets hurt? Where are you involved in that?
Yeah, so that one we were all on the sideline. We were kind of out of sight, out of mind. Like he was not near where we were. So the athletic trainers, and then Dr. Stainer, Dr. Noli, myself, we were all watching. It's hard because there's something going on, but we're still there.
Right.
Our eyes are on the game, and so we always have an earpiece in, so the radio, and so they were keeping us posted on things through that. And then Dr. Ma, another orthopedic surgeon, had gone with Brady, and so that was good having him there and kind of knowing what was going on. So that was a crazy game.
It was a crazy game.
It was a crazy game. So.
Yeah.
But in general, an event like that, let's say somebody actually gets hurt in a play and it's on the field and they're down. We always see the trainers running out and everything. When do you guys step in? Do you stay sideline until they radio over to you?
We do. Yeah, they'll signal over for us. And then we also have a signal for EMS. And so before, I guess I should say this, for game day, we always have a medical timeout, which is great that we do that. And so then we meet with EMS, the athletic trainers for our school, the opposing school, their physicians, just to go over if there's if you need to spine board someone, what spine, are we going to use your spine board, or want the EMS? Are we going to take the helmet off or pads off? And then tell them, we'll bring on an ambulance for these things. This is how you set, the signal for that, just so we're all on the same page. And, there's a radio, and we always have one of our fellows usually on their sideline, so they have a point person. So if something does happen, that person is between the ambulance, which is in that southeast tunnel, and then the opposing team. So there's a good, and Nicole Brady is always around helping to make sure everything's as it should be. So I think game day goes as well as it could. Hopefully we're prepared for things, and we're spoiled about just the medical care that we have across the street. The more I go to different schools in the SEC, the more grateful I am that we have a level 1 trauma center a stone's throw from our field and our arenas and things like that.
Yeah, how does that affect the standards and procedures at each stadium? Because you said you have that meeting and you talk about whose stuff are you going to use, what do you want? How much does that fluctuate?
Yeah, depends on where you are. So some schools, if they have to be flown somewhere, around Mississippi, a lot of people will go to Jackson, Mississippi, and so they have to fly someone as opposed to ambulance them across the street here. So we're very fortunate that if something catastrophic does happen, which I hope it doesn't, that hopefully we are set up to succeed with all of our EMS crew. And we practice in the summer, so they come with us, a physician from the emergency department, and then EMS, our athletic trainers, our physicians, we all get together before fall camp and practice it. We do that for all of our sports too. So there's one coming up for spring sports, and I came here and, did one with wrestling not too long ago before they started. And so the athletic trainers are great at making sure that we're practicing this. And in my new role, I'll see all the stuff that comes across my desk that, saying that, yes, we practice, all these things. And so they do such a good job already, but I think it'll be good to just make sure that all sports are doing a great job, because you don't want something to happen and then we realize that we could have been better at practicing that. So
it's just things you don't think about
as
a fan or even as an employee removed from the medical side.
And the proximity thing was so interesting because Brady Cook's probably not coming back into the game if he played for any other school, but we have everything right there. Really worked out to everybody's advantage.
Yeah, I can't imagine just having an athlete have to be flown from the facility to a hospital. That's just crazy to think about, because we're so spoiled. We just don't think about that.
Right. Yeah. I know. I thought everywhere was like that, and then you start going to the places. You're like, okay.
I just assumed they were too because
Yeah.
I figured
I mean, I
everybody
think-
has a med school, which means that they have
Right,
a hospital, which
right.
means that it's right there.
Right. Yep. No, we're very fortunate, for sure.
All right, what's next?
Super random fun fact.
Okay.
I thought you'd enjoy this story. So I know your nephew, he's the same age as my kids at
Oh.
Mill Creek.
Oh, I love it. Mill Creek. I love
Yeah, I know. You know, all of
Connections,
us,
yeah.
Mill Creek. And I laughed the other day. So he's a late bloomer in sports. My son is. He just started playing basketball this year.
Aw.
He's working on his coordination. He's like
Good.
5 feet tall,
Yeah.
and he's 9 years old.
Yep.
And so he said, "How do I get good enough in basketball so that I can miss school like Drew does to go to swim meets?"
Hilarious.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to share that with
really
Dr.
funny.
Bohon."
That's hilarious. I
So-
remember missing school at Mill Creek for swim meets too. But I
Oh.
think that's the sport. I mean, just in general, like
It's
the
a sport. There
sports are
has to be-
Friday, Saturday,
yeah.
Sunday. You know those. Yeah, I miss a games. It's been a while. Meets.
Is that something that, like the swimming and the athleticism and everything, obviously with you and your sister and everything, is that something that you were always kind of hoping that the kids in your family that it would carry down and you get to keep watching it as they grow up?
I do love watching it. It's been fun. I have a younger brother, and so he played basketball and then tennis, and so I love watching basketball and I love watching tennis and things like that. So it is. I love watching sports, but it's really fun to watch a family member, and so yeah, I'm excited. I love watching them in swimming, and then my brother. He has a young child that is 2, but and then a 4-year-old daughter, and so watching them as they grow up, hopefully playing sports, is super fun to just see. And everyone's different, right? They might not have that gene in them, and that's okay. But at a young age, it's fun. I feel like everyone can do it and try, and it'll be fun.
Do you still swim yourself? I know that there are adult swim meets. There's
Yeah.
adult leagues.
I
I
do
learned this from
not
some
do
of the
that.
other swim and dive alum here at Mizzou. They've told me about this.
I do not. So in the summer, I like to swim. I like to swim outside. I don't know if I just did so much indoor swimming in the winter that
Yeah.
I don't do that as much anymore. But I should probably come to the rec center. It's such a great pool, but I just don't really.
No masters meets for
swim.
you.
No.
No.
Yeah, I haven't had a meet since college, I guess.
Wow.
So,
Don't
Long
make her feel
time.
bad.
I'm not. I just as I get to interact with all different sports in my position, and I get to meet different people and learn about their training and what they do. And I know that I still kind of attempt to sort of play volleyball at my age. And I go and do that. And so I always knew that it existed, for volleyball and basketball, not so much football. But that as you get older, I didn't realize that there were so many opportunities in so many other sports to continue playing competitively. So I was just curious, as somebody who she competed at a high level here,
Very high.
usually that kind of pushes you to want to keep doing
Yeah.
it as you get older. We're the same age. It's fine.
Very busy.
We're not as old as
New
you,
role.
so
Thanks.
I'm busy and
Yeah.
I'm competitive too, so I think it would be hard to go swim and feel like my times are so far off.
Yes, it's
what
like
they
you don't do
were,
as
so
well.
it's like it's such a number. It's
Yeah.
not like I can't go play a pickup game type swimming. I don't know what that looks like.
Just race some kids at the pool.
maybe switch to
okay?
water polo or something.
oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
just go race your nephews and.
Yeah. I think they would beat me.
They-
Yeah, they would beat me, yeah. Pretty confident. Yep.
Okay, are we rapid fire?
think
time?
so. Yep,
Okay,
I
we
think
got
we're ready.
5 quick questions.
Okay.
You don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about these. Are you doing odds or evens?
I'll do evens today.
Okay, so I've got odds. So I've 1 is an odd number. Correct.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. What is the best meal in Columbia? Not necessarily a restaurant, but the best meal.
Best meal. I would probably say Sophia's Caesar salad and the ravioli.
That's a good one.
Big Sophia's fan.
Yeah.
Big Sophia's fan.
Sponsor. Also,
Yeah.
Steve's happy.
All right, best advice you've ever been given.
Wow. I would say put others above yourself.
Ooh, I like that one.
All right, bucket list vacation spot.
Ooh. Australia.
That is probably one of mine too.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, your favorite Olympic event.
That's really hard. I mean, Winter Olympics are coming up. Always been a big fan of figure skating.
Yes.
But I did get to go to the 1996 Olympics and watch swimming, and that was really fun. And I've worked with USA Swimming some. Yeah, I got to go to Berlin this summer with USA Swimming, so
wow.
it was pretty neat to cover people, wearing the red, white, and blue. So I'd say swimming.
Which race, like which event
Which
in particular
race?
do you think?
Oh gosh, I feel like the most exciting these days are the relays. I feel like 400 for relay, maybe. I feel like
Yeah.
that's always an exciting one, men and women.
Very cool.
Okay. I made this one a two-parter, sort of. Who was your favorite Mizzou athlete growing up in Columbia?
Man, that's hard.
Or your favorite Mizzou sports memory growing up?
Favorite Mizzou sports memory? Yeah, I mean, I think they are kind of one and the same. I loved, like I said, coming here to Hearns and watching Mizzou basketball. So those MUKU games. And I have to throw out like Anthony Peeler,
Okay.
Doug Smith. I mean, we're rolling it back here.
Yeah, that's good. Great.
Oh, those are good ones.
So
and Doug
many
Smith's the
good
man.
memories.
Doesn't get better than
Yeah.
that. Yes. All right.
Well, thanks for joining us, and
Yes.
congratulations. This
Thank
is so
you.
She's not
exciting.
done. Hang on.
I can still say thank you for
you
coming
can.
and congratulations.
I don't want her to think it's over.
Don't
Okay.
leave.
So you have to join the board here.
Okay.
We got a little crazy. We have 3 options for your photo.
Okay.
There, 2 are just kind of standard headshots. Then there's a random one of you on the football field, and I think you're there watching over Luther Burden.
That's really funny.
So
Okay, I'm gonna go here.
You gonna do that one?
it's like an action shot. You're out in the wild.
Where do
There
I
you
go
go,
here?
right in front of your little camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see it, Steve? Awesome.
Okay.
All right, sure. You get to pin it up there. Thank you.
We're about out of space, but just feel free. No, you'll cover. We're getting a new bulletin board, and this thing
Okay.
is really flimsy, so be careful.
I'm gonna go.
You can go
Can I
the title.
go-
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't go
Yep.
on wood, though. Or I can go.
You can go under it, right there.
Drake Heismeyer, I love it. He's a good one.
He was a good guest.
Yeah.
It was kind of random too. We had him in here.
He lived with Connor, right?
He did, I think so.
Am I not?
Oh, is it not cooperating?
Dave, you coming in for the assist?
Well, no, I think she. Okay. There we go. All right. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you and
Thank you so
congratulations. We're so excited for you, excited for us that we have this new structure in place, and this is so cool.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
All right, for sure.
Thank
MIZ.
you. COU.
This episode of Mizzou Storytellers on the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast is brought to you by Shelter Insurance. Ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the central region by J.D. Power 5 out of the last 6 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Dr. Bohon.
What a gal.
She's great, isn't she?
Yes, it's so crazy to think the amount of stuff she probably sees and is involved with, and now that she's overseeing everything.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yep. Yep. So I had a little breaking news on the podcast.
I know, this was very, so, guys, this was the guest that we were talking about.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yep.
Remember,
Yep.
we've had her on the list.
Breaking
On the list.
news.
Breaking
That's
news.
exciting. It is pretty revolutionary, for real.
Yeah, it
like
is.
that's
No one else-
that's not like
No
a
one else has this. Yeah.
huge trend or anything like that to kind of be at the forefront of something like that for
Yeah.
a department is pretty.
So
pretty
we didn't get
impressive.
into it. Yeah, she'll oversee like everything medical, all the trainers, all the mental health, team doctors, and she's going to be on our leadership team. So really, really cool.
That's awesome, because I just remember being a student athlete, you had team doctors, but they were only if you got sick or hurt.
Yep.
You know, like if you got hurt, obviously you went and saw Dr. Smith. Or they would come once a week for clinic.
Yeah.
And so if you had something going on, you would check in with them, and that was it. And you just knew them as that person if you were sick or hurt. It wasn't somebody that was just around and had a relationship. So that is also just very cool to me.
Yeah, yeah, great. Okay, way back, a couple Saturdays ago,
Okay.
we had some buzzer beaters.
Yes, we did.
Were you in the building?
No, I was on what felt like my deathbed.
Oh, that's right.
I had to come up for the men's basketball alumni event, the reception, and I powered through.
Yeah.
But by the time I was done, I left a little after halftime. So I was home comfortably on the couch resting to see both of them. It was
Producer
insane.
Steve, you were here, right? Or not?
I was here. I was at. The
I
arena.
left at halftime. I had to. Will had a game.
Oh, man.
But it was tough.
Insanity. I think this team alone is the reason I have blood pressure medication.
You know what's wild? If you think about it, there was actually 3 buzzer beaters in that game because there was one at halftime. It just didn't count.
That's right. Yeah.
Every period ended with a buzzer beater. 3.
I'm glad that 2 of them went in our favor.
Yes. That was wild. I was at Will Matter's game, being officiated by one Ward Sowers.
Oh.
I texted producer Steve, let him know that, hey, does this kid accept bribes? Because I've got a couple 20s in the wallet. Actually, no, I didn't, but
Yeah, and I think I said, nah, he's a pretty straight and narrow person, but he sure does love $20 bills.
he officiated a very nice game. He was a little quick on the travels, which I appreciate at that age, because sometimes they let him get away with like taking 20 steps.
Yeah.
Rules are rules.
Ward was not standing for that.
He stood on business.
Oh, yeah.
He stands on business.
He was like, nope, that is definitely a travel. That's a double dribble. You can't do that. Didn't call any 3 seconds in the lane, but he did a nice job.
I feel like
he's a post player himself, so he's not going to call 3 seconds.
But you know what? That is like the least of all worries in youth basketball games. Like that's the one that I worry about the least. How about the blatant, like the intentional fouls? Like there's no way that kid was going for the ball, or the picking it up, looking it around, and then going again.
Yeah, drives me crazy.
Oh, youth
That was
sports.
fun. I had to mention that.
Let me tell you.
It's good
No,
times.
very proud of him. He does a good job.
How old is he, Steve?
He's 12.
Aw.
Yeah. He did tell me later that night, he's like, I had so much fun reffing, but you know what would make it more fun? I go, what? He goes, if I got paid.
Not paid by the parents.
Oh man,
He gets an allowance. He umpires. And
No, I
gets
meant
paid for
me.
that, too. Oh,
Watching the game.
yeah. Maybe
He's gonna be a real good ref
might be
someday.
a racketeerist or something. Is that a word? A racketeerist?
Oh, it can be
It is
now.
now. Yep. What else we have going on?
We've got some Tigers in the Super Bowl.
Oh, we do.
We got 3. We had in all 4 of the teams that were in the divisional
Yeah,
playoffs.
somebody.
We had somebody, at least one person on every single team.
Yep.
So cool.
So we've got Drew Lock for the Seahawks, backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Bryant, he's the backup right tackle on the Patriots. And then, Sear Durant's actually on injured reserve, but if the Patriots win, he gets a ring.
Well, and
Yeah.
Marcus was hurt too in the
I think he was.
playoff. I think.
So Drew Lock could join Chase Daniel in playing Gabbard and getting a Super Bowl ring without
it.
playing in the game, which is great. Can't take that away from him.
You know who has been crazy excited about Seattle making the Super Bowl?
No.
Justin Britt.
Oh, well, his former team, yeah.
I know. His social media is killing me.
Yeah, we
it
need
is so funny.
Need to get him on the pod.
We do, because I actually the other night I saw, because now that it's a rematch of the Seahawks and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, run the ball. All of those clips are being replayed over and over again on social media, and I sent one of them to Justin the day after they won.
He played in that game.
He
right?
did. He did, and he's in that clip.
He snapped the ball. That
He
did
snapped
not
the
go
ball.
to Marshawn Lynch. Yeah.
Yep. And I said, man, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this to be played over and over again? He said, for 2 straight weeks, I am ready. 2 straight weeks.
Wow. Okay.
I appreciate Justin Britt because I'm a guy like this too. He likes a good flag.
Yes.
He does like flags.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's got the Seahawks flag. He's proudly got the good flagpole. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you.
He did.
Justin.
He ran through Lawrence, Kansas
Yeah,
with a Mizzou
exactly.
flag
That's right.
before
That's
we
bold.
played KU. Yeah.
Can't repeat what he said, but
No,
not
no,
here.
that's okay.
No. Mitch
But-
Morse could, but we can't. I forgot last episode to give a shout out to the Schoolhouse Bed and Breakfast in Rocheport.
Oh,
We went there for our anniversary, which is on your birthday. We weren't there on your birthday, on our real anniversary. We went on the weekend, and the owner, Mr. Andrew, he's making breakfast in the bed and breakfast. We were the only ones staying there that night, I think, so it was very cozy. And he's like, yep, big fan of the Storytellers podcast as he's making breakfast.
Crazy.
Yeah. So now he's good for some free pub.
Aw, I
great.
love that.
How about that? And he makes a mean muffin,
What kind?
butterscotch chocolate chip. It was pretty amazing.
that does sound good.
And it was really good.
I don't think I've ever been to a bed and breakfast.
You should go to Rocheport sometime. You and Mr. Jones. Yeah.
We should.
Rocheport Winery. You could walk to it.
Our anniversary isn't until June. So
It's probably
you
a
don't-
better
it doesn't
time
have
of
to
the
be your
year to walk to
anniversary.
it. Yeah. You guys didn't walk there, did you?
To the
To the bed and breakfast in January.
no, it was also it was very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you did get to try quite a few wines.
We did a wine tasting. Yeah, it was nice. Quite a few. Yes. More than 10 plus. Yeah. Great time.
I love that for you.
Yeah. Mizzou fans down there. It was great. So anyway, I had to mention that because if somebody's going to go out of their way to say how much they like podcasts, we got to
Heck yes,
give
shout
them
out.
a thank you. I was about to tell them to go vote for the best
So
podcast
what, we got to figure out what's our
category
next
that doesn't
push. We used to tell people like, okay, like, go vote for us.
I mean, Golden Globes is next, I guess.
I guess it's
where-
the only other place you can.
Got to
vote for
take down
favorite
Amy
podcast.
Poehler. Yeah, bring it on, Poehler.
Where are we at on Nate? Nate coming.
No update.
No update.
No
That's
update.
not a bad update.
It's not. We have
not a
not been
bad
told
update.
no. I saw he was on with Jimmy Kimmel last night. So
So we have to be
Kimmel
coming
one
up.
day.
We follow
you
the
know,
pecking order. That's
Storytellers
fine.
the next.
Kimmel's up there.
You
That's
know
fine.
Jimmy Kimmel, right?
Well, no, we went over this. I know his wife. Knew his wife.
Knew his wife.
Yeah. Oh, now we got the national anthem. Can we hear the national anthem over the? We're practicing for the track meet. Do we have to stand?
The Dr. Rick McGuire Invitational.
Invitational,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a 2 days.
Yeah.
Actually, a really good meet.
Yeah.
We're like camera guys, like at sporting events. They don't have to take their hats off or
okay.
stop what they're doing.
just keep
so,
working.
yeah,
We just
there
keep
you go.
rolling.
Yep.
Just keep pushing through.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe that's a sign that we should stop.
All right. Well, you know what, Dave? Our best Mizzou memories have yet to happen. This is Mizzou Storytellers.
I'm Dave Matter.
I'm Loretta Jones.
We'll talk to you next week.